Do you like to game?
Yeah.
Do you like to game at your house?
Yes.
Do you like to game in kind of unusual places?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Whoa. Dude, okay, I was kind of thinking like in a hotel or coffee shop. But anyway, the point is, if you are gaming on the go, you're gonna have to make some kind of sacrifice, be it performance, weight, or battery life. So today, we're gonna investigate which option makes the most sense for mobile gaming. But not until after our sponsor, Synergy. Synergy allows you to combine your desktop computers, and laptops for that matter, into one cohesive system by allowing you to share your mouse and keyboard between multiple systems. Check it out at the link below. Now there are really three approaches for gaming on the go. Huge honking gaming laptop, thinner gaming laptop, or thin and light notebook with an external GPU. And today's objective is to find out which one is the best, objectively the best option. So let's meet our contenders. Coming in at a whopping 10.35 pounds, this laptop has been described as a shot of adrenaline, a big, heavy beast of a laptop, and barely even portable. The Asus G703 is possibly the only mobile device on the market that can actually take advantage of Intel's Core i9-8950K. Some people have even gotten it to do 5 gigahertz on all 6 of its processing cores. And when you combine that with a GTX 1080, 32 gigs of RAM, and a RAID 0 NVMe storage array, this laptop spanks most people's gaming desktops. Then over on the other end of the spectrum, weighing in at a featherweight 2.9 pounds, is the Razer Stealth, which is, well, if we're being honest, basically useless for serious gaming. That is, until we hit it with a GTX 1080 in an external enclosure via Thunderbolt 3. Now it's rocking a quad-core Core i7, 16 gigs of RAM, NVMe storage, and of course, the GTX 1080 that we just duct taped to it, helping it kick gaming laptop stereotypes in the balls by combining extreme portability with extreme gaming performance. Also an extremely useful, sometimes, touchscreen. Finally, the middleweight in our bout is the Razer Blade 2018. At 4.63 pounds, this laptop is on the heftier end of what we might call toteable, but it does have the muscle to make up for that junk in the trunk. It's got a 6-core i7-8750H and a GTX 1070 Max-Q, which some might say is the perfect compromise for gamers. But then again, some people also love the Olive Garden, but like you go there and at first you're like stoked about the unlimited bread, but then you get your pasta and it's just, well, basically it's more bread. So then, we have designed a few challenges for these machines to compete in, so without further ado, let's get ready to ride! Not allowed to say that because I will get in trouble. Now, challenge number 1. Our 3 contestants arrive with their laptops in their backpacks at some destination, let's say, the gym. Just kidding, these guys. Then, they need to game, so they gotta get it out and ready as quick as possible. Ready, set, goldfish.
I don't care, I'm going. Yeah, screw you, Linus.
All right. So Colton. Oh, Colton's got the G703. Whoa, that's gonna be a bit of a challenge here. The Chimera. The Chimera has a whopping 2 power cords for him to set up, 2 power bricks for him to figure out how to manage, but it does make up for some of that with its massive I/O, where it blows pretty much everything else out of the water. It's got Thunderbolt 3, it's got USB 3, it's got an SD card reader, it's got an actual Ethernet port. James, meanwhile, is already completely set up. The Blade strikes kind of a middle ground, so he's got ample USB, he's got no touchscreen, unfortunately, on this machine. I'll help you out with that there. He's got Thunderbolt 3, he's got mini DisplayPort and HDMI along with Thunderbolt 3, so he can do multiple displays out. And Alex, are you set up now?
Yep.
Wow, so coming in first is the thin gaming laptop. Coming in second, actually, is the ultralight with the external GPU enclosure. I mean, you do give up some I/O though. It's only got 2 USB ports plus that Thunderbolt port and a headphone jack, so yeah, but then again, if you're willing to carry this around, you do get additional ports, including Ethernet over here. And coming in dead last, poor Colton. Are you even at the desktop yet?
Yeah, I'm at the desktop.
No one can see what you're typing. It's pretty clear that the winner here in terms of setup is our thinner gaming laptop. But now it's time for round 2, the drag race of the computer world, Cinebench, which hopefully Colton will figure out how to open at some point. Look, we had Riley cast for this spot, and it just, like, he was busy with tech links. It just doesn't matter. Anyway, on your marks, get set, bench it. No, Colton, wrong one. Fortunately, you have a super fast machine, so we can just cancel that, run the CPU one, and you'll probably still finish before them. So you can actually see here, Colton's 6-core 12-thread processor has already overtaken the Blade Stealth's quad-core 8-thread processor. Because remember, there's more to it than just how many cores and how many threads you have. There's how high it'll turbo and how long it'll stay there. In fact, it's even closing in on the Blade, although this one does look like it's going to come in slightly ahead with about 1,000 points. Finishing, well, second in time, but that's only because of Colton, with nearly 1,200 points. The Chimera is clearly the fastest machine here when it comes to multi-threaded CPU-intensive processes. And the Blade Stealth does show some of its weakness because there's only so much cooling and therefore turboing up that you can do in such a thin and light chassis. There we go, about 530 points. So when it comes to getting serious work done on the road, you're pretty much stuck with something at least this class, with more serious work being most suitable for obviously the most powerful machine. Now it's time for the main event, gaming performance. So let's get Shadow the Tomb Raider fired up here. Make sure you guys are all on the high preset and fight. Whoa, did Colton get the game launched well before everyone else? Looks like that RAID 0 NVMe is working out for him over there. All right, everyone's set up and good to go? Ready. Everyone's on high? Yeah. Everyone's on DirectX 12? Go! Let's see who manages to load in first. Pull out wide so we can see. All of them at once. Whoa, Colton's out ahead with the loading times. Followed by, I mean, this is basically what we expected. I can't act too surprised right now. Now, what's interesting here is that even though our Chimera has the same GPU, a desktop grade GTX 1080, as our Blade Stealth does in its external enclosure, the frame rates that it's seeing are significantly higher because you're gonna be limited not just by the PCI Express 4X interface over Thunderbolt 3 here, but also by the fact that the data has to be sent back from the core to the display over that same link, causing a little bit of bottlenecking. Also, this processor doesn't turbo up to 5 gigahertz or whatever. So what that means in the real world is that the Blade, which also has the benefit of a nice fast 120 hertz display compared to our Blade Stealth, ends up with better real-world FPS at the same resolution, even though it has a GTX 1070 Max Q, so that's like a neutered 1070. So no real surprises in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or in any of the other games that we ran while we're at it. Bigger is more badder when it comes to gaming performance. But with that said, our Razer Blade Stealth, and therefore the Ultrabook category in general, is not down for the count yet, because our final category is portability. As I alluded to before, the G703 has terrible battery life. Like, you could put the largest battery allowed in it, and it would still barely have juice for over an hour. As for the Razer Blade, well, it does a bit better, but even if you're just watching YouTube videos or using Excel, you're still looking at around 4 hours of battery life max. Not to mention that both of those laptops are heavier than I'd like to carry around with me all day. The Stealth, on the other hand, is easy to cart around and has a battery that lasts over 8 hours with light to moderate use. That is over double the Blade and almost 8 times the G703. And this is where things kind of get a little bit tricky. So we set out to determine which one was the best gaming laptop, but you could make a pretty strong argument for the clear winner being having a gaming desktop at home and a thin and light for when you're traveling. With that said, for people that travel a lot, or are on shift work, or are truckers, or whatever else the case may be, that might just not be an option. So for me personally, a big part of me is leaning towards the external GPU because I hate carting around a gaming laptop a lot, and probably 80 to 90% of what I use my notebook for is kind of writing scripts on the go. So that gives me the flexibility to do what I need to do during the day without running out of battery, but still be able to have the full experience when I'm able to get to a desk. With that said, it's just hard to recommend to most people because first, you need a notebook with a Thunderbolt 3 X4 port. Then you need to buy an expensive enclosure. Then you need to get a GPU knowing that there isn't going to be enough bandwidth over Thunderbolt to take full advantage of it. Meaning in the end, you have paid top dollar for a middle of the road gaming experience. So for the time being, I'm going to keep rocking this, but we'll have to let you guys decide. And let us know in the comments below, who do you think ultimately won the game off? But you know who the big winner is? Anyone who chooses Squarespace. Squarespace allows you to create a beautiful website with their all-in-one platform, and their award-winning templates make it easier than ever to make a gorgeous online presence for yourself, for your local sports team, for your restaurant, or for anybody. Squarespace also provides award-winning 24/7 customer support via live chat and email, and they do live webinars now, and you can check out their help guides as well. And you can now transfer your third-party domains to Squarespace. So instead of working with multiple vendors to maintain your online presence, you can manage all your domain and billing settings in one place. So go check it out. Every Squarespace site includes a store so you can manage your products, orders, and inventory. So go to squarespace.com/LTT. We're gonna have that linked below, and use code LTT to save 10% on your first purchase. So thanks for watching, guys. If this video sucked, you know what to do. But if it was awesome, get subscribed, hit that like button, or check out the link to where to buy the stuff we featured in the video description. Also down there is our merch store, which has cool shirts like this one, and our community forum, which you should totally join.